I've been doing this work for about 20 years, working with women, victims of violence. I found myself here in Uganda and felt the Lord had brought me to East Africa to train people how to respond to this and understanding the dynamics. You know, in Uganda, 68% of women have experienced physical or sexual violence. It impacts not just the individual, not just the family, but the whole society. But I also know that because the numbers are so great worldwide, that I need to take my skills and training and educate others about how to serve victims and families that are caught in this cycle of violence. I was invited to a village called Idudi. I was speaking to a group of women. After I shared my message, one after another raised their hand and said, "Could I speak to you later?" Finally, the pastor talked to the women and then said, "Every woman here has been defiled." I couldn't meet with all of them, but I had an opportunity to hear a story that touched my heart so much. A young woman named Asha came and shared her story with me about being rejected by the man who she thought was her father.
My mom came and said, "This is not your dad, so I'm taking you to your dad." There was a quarrel between my mom and that dad. So she took me to Mbari. I started from senior one from there. When I reached to S4, Term 1, another man came. He said, "You are my daughter." The other one also was saying, "You are my daughter." So my mom came, said, "Both of you, she's not your daughter. She has another dad." So both of them denied me. Then from there, my mom left. Yeah, she left me in Mbari, in that very place. Yet she has already told him she's not your daughter. I come back to Idudi. So I'm moving Idudi looking for something to do. I went to a salon. I said the owner of that salon, "I need some work here." He said, "Okay." That very man, the owner of that salon, he came at night saying, "I forgot my keys inside there, you open." Then from there he left me and went away. When I told that man I'm pregnant, he said, "I'm married and 3 children. The advice I'm giving you is to abort." Me, I feared to abort. But I feel pain, chest pain, back pain. When I told that grandmom of mine, he had a goat, he sold that goat and took me to Ginger Hospital. They said, "You have breast cancer." I went back home because they told me they can't treat me when I'm pregnant and we had no money. So I had to go back home and see.
The way this child was conceived was so traumatizing. Not only that, but she'd been given a diagnosis of breast cancer and had lived with the fear that here she was carrying a baby and then she had this baby, but would she really survive? Would she be able to care for this baby? People had been telling her that it was incurable. So she was really quite terrified. And so that evening I went home and I really felt as if the Lord had impressed on me, "You need to get involved in this girl's life."
When Theresa came, she took me to Mbiko Hospital. They told me I had no cancer.
She was seen by a very reputable doctor, a very good doctor. They said they had no concern, no fear, that everything indicated she was cancer-free. And so now we can move forward with helping her raise her baby, get her some income. I mean, that's the bottom line. Most of these women, even though they've been traumatized, they can't deal with the trauma. They can't address that trauma and heal it because they're 99% in survival mode, trying to figure out how they're going to eat, how their children are going to eat, how they're going to survive. That's the bottom line. There's no lonelier place on the planet than being a survivor without having anybody even know your story or care about your story. And so that just creates such passion in my heart to train others, to respond with compassion and competence. Women all over the world have cried out to the Lord, and He has heard their cries. And He's a God of justice. That is why I'm here. He plucked me up out of my little secure world in America with all my comforts, and He drew me here because of the cries of the women.
I'm so glad that Theresa came and rescued my life, because I was neglected. I was feeling lonely, as if I'm alone, but right now I'm so happy because I know I have some people who loves me. Yeah, she's helping me.
We would love to have you participate financially and in prayer, but if you come in person, you will truly be blessed.